Hey there, Sagittarius, and welcome to your reading with me, Melissa Joy. Now, let me go ahead and preface this by saying this may end up being a collective reading. Some little power coming on. I see it. Connecting the heart and the base root chakra. Not only that, it's talking about the root from which we come. So in the meditation ahead of time, you were talking about here and now. Right now is everything, the magic moment. It seems to be you wanting to change what is coming out of my mouth. So I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to go with it. Let's get a couple of pearls here. You're like, yeah, let's put some finesse in this joy. 44. All right, Sagittarius. Well, I'll let you put the message in my mouth. Let's see. Action. You ready here? It's funny. Do you see it? It's pointing that way. It's directly at, this is the moon that we've been discussing with everybody about getting into our big head. No, actually taking a big look at ourselves to see what is our magic, what causes us to follow the sun. So let's see what's going on here. I see another one holding, and possibly one more. So I'm going to lay these off to the side. Why they went that way? This is why. You have triple locked down your heart. Oh, you got some secret Three of Swords going on. And if it's that secret, I'm telling you, the pain that you're suffering now is self-inflicted. Y'all, after me going through cancer, they're like, now you speaking for the spirit. Self-inflicted pain. Okay. Who's ready to get out of that? I know I am. No, it's amazing. These are timeless reads. But if you're showing up calendarically, we are still in a fucus right now. The one who is larger than life. So let's get into a little bit. The Sorcerer. Interesting. I'm going to put this over here because there are some cards that refuse to go back in the deck. I put them back. I cleaned up my decks, moved it out after Scorpio. And when I went to pull them from my tabletop, these other cards fell. And these two cards were in the previous reading. Now, mind you, if you ever see how I put mine back, if I've proven it, shown it, whatever, if I've demonstrated to you, they are put back in very specific ways, each card separated. And then I have filed and shoved and filed and shoved. All right, Sagittarius, here you may have my mouth. Let me speak for you. Okay, this is what was showing up, and it's talking about the who, not the do. Okay, not the how. But you are calling for cosmic connection to come down and land upon your table now, is what you're saying. All right. Daughter Spirit is going to sit over here and is going to speak for this information. All right, Sorcerer. Let's take, if you don't see, Sorcerer was coming in with that Magician energy, like double power. Like, how do we, oh, this is like the hour hand. How do we transform time? How do we transform time, Sagittarius? How do we do this? How do we leave the space and time that we have been in, that we've been trapped in, to get into the who? Get out of the how, H-O-W, and get into the who. Same letters, different order. The Rainmaker, the Rattle, and Thunder. All right, Sorcerer. Y'all tell me what is going on here. Now, when I'm looking, I'm seeing that this thunder is really what's coming from the center of this rattle. They're talking about out of the mouth of babes. Going back to your birth. We could call it inner child. No, forget that. The whole. The whole. W-H-O, the who, the whole thing, the whole shebang coming on in, and that's what you're doing. You're using the rattle to knock on the door, to ask the door to, open up the door of wisdom. Yes, I got chills all over me, y'all. Oh my gosh, that is so much. Opening the door to wisdom. Do you see the pearl that is hidden in there where they kiss? Where they meet, where it comes together, the action potential. the action potential, because things at rest stay at rest, things in motion stay in motion, and that's why we can tend to stay in the two halves of our brain in life university of right and wrong, black and white, up and down, them versus us, that whole thing going on, and they're wanting to bring it together and emerge and go, peace out, peace out. Well, it is the Two of Cups. Rainmaker's leading us there. What are you weaving us to, Rainmaker? I see a kingfisher. I see a feather. And I see the hummingbird. But we don't think about hummingbird feathers. Have you ever found a feather of a hummingbird? If I did, I wasn't aware of it. They're so tiny, y'all. But this is taking those little things and they make a big difference, is what Rainmaker is talking about here. It clearing away the shadow of doubt. Okay, Sorcerer is on now with an intensity. Okay, so this is talking about very much the Pluto. So thank you, Sagittarius. That's you letting me know it's finally time for me to do the elemental readings for Pluto so that we get empowered by who we are instead of falling away and falling out and repeating these patterns of the moon mind, of the maniacal mind. See how the dark side of the moon begins to bleed and take over, and it blots out the light. It destroys and diminishes the relationship that we have with the sun. If you want to know what it looks like this. I'm like, oh, the sun and the moon have been sitting here together. Queen of Wands is like, get on with it, Joy. To see all this thundercloud around her head, we are inside the rattle. So what is rattling around for you, my friend? They're like, take action. Okay, so beginning to find the peace, the permission, and the light heart. All the eyes. All the chakras, being ready to see with many eyes, many perspectives. That's what the wisdom is about. That's this pearl. It's all the layers coming into one that you see clearly with one eye. Imagine your third eye, but it's more than that. We think of our third eye coming out this way or going up that way. What if it's like the whole lighthouse? What if the pearl is like the pearl? It's the shimmer. It's the shine. Look at these wings. So it's making me think of that, well, it's plasma, but that clear energy. I don't know if you've seen Predator, but the thing that was maniacal, they're also talking about the things that are blessings. They're right there floating and moving right in front of our face. If we just look, it's almost like this clear hologram shift shape thing that we can shift the shape of our future, of our mind. I've been going through a lot of challenges with my older son, brain injury, whether you call it mental illness, mental disability, whatever it is, it's disorganized and not working. And so it can cause a lot of fear and whatever when he's not here and I don't know where he is, and things get lost and stuff like that. But I can't get sucked up in that, right? I have to be the constant, the steady, the lighthouse. And let this thunder and move on through. And keep standing in place, whole-minded. You're talking about the whole shaft, like a mind shaft. Okay, Sorcerer. Now, interesting, the card that seems to be missing is that one. It has the rainbow mask, and it's gone and taking off and getting ahead of yourself physically. But this is talking about allow your mind to do the work. Allow your mind to project ahead of you what you truly desire. That when all this comes thundering and disrupting and disturbing through, shaking you to your core, trying to get you to move off of who you are and what it is you desire and what you're walking forward in every day, in your mentality, in your focus, in your meditation, in your living, they're saying don't let a little bit of dust kick up and disturb you. Okay, distress you. You let that stuff settle, and then you keep viewing you. Okay, Sorcerer, do we look at these cards yet? No. So we're going to get over here and take a look at this moon. Now, this creator, I could say author, but they also created the visuals for the card, did it at the beginning of the lockdown. They were like, what are we going to do with our time? So they decided to focus on elements of the dark. Ooh, Judgment. Rising up. You have outgrown your situation. You have outgrown your situation. Let me look something up. Since we're doing this all different, if you want to hang in, you can tune out now, whatever. It's up to you, or you can come on back. So let me see. I need to hear a phrase and what it means. And normally I don't look this up, but they're having me hang there. In situ, meaning in the original place. Situated in the original place. In situ. Okay? Let me write that down. That must be what they're talking about. The magic moment is it's right here and now, right where you are. That's why those things are coming through, thundering through, trying to mess it up, trying to knock you off, trying to thump you on the back of your head. Can you remember what it was like in elementary school? Somebody's thumping you or poking you or whatever because they're bored. And so that's their way of acting out, is getting the repercussion to come out of you. They get to charge it and have the experience without paying the price. So then you turn and scream and yell and get around, and you're the one who gets corrected. And you're the one who often gets in trouble. That person might eventually now be quiet, Tommy. Now stop doing that, Jane. But you have been the target. And you're like, now I see the eye in this. This is the eye coming forth. It's like a peacock eye. But it's also the peacock and the chimpanzee. For whoever has been phasing out of your totems for a situation and you're coming into some life totems, peacock is showing up in the center here. And then chimpanzee is showing up as well. Because it's talking about the intelligence within your mind, not being played anymore by your training. All right. You've been trained to respond, friend. So maybe you're someone who is over responsible. Now I can teach you about that in the situation that being over responsible is as impactful as being lazy. And I don't mean resting. And I don't mean action. Okay. I'm talking about overreacting, over-responding, meaning as soon as you see something, oh, you get up and you leave your plate, like is what I'm working on. I'm like, oh, let me go feed the dog now. Oh, let me go take care of this now. And then I just keep getting off center. I'm getting out of sync with my time and my space. Because when we're in sync, time and space cease to exist. That's why they're wanting us in C2. And sorcerer is doing this. Giving it the look. You got the look. You got me hooked. Showing us something. Leave the lyrics down below for us all in my books. Help me out. Help a friend out, please. But look at all that amazing shine coming along. But there's a bit of entrapment going on there. Attachment and trap. Little tail caught in the trap. 6 of Wands. 7 of Wands. A little bit of defensiveness. A little bit, but you don't see it as defensiveness or offensiveness. You're seeing it as protection and proaction. But the moon's talking about that being just slightly off. And it's not like you're right or you're wrong or anything like that. They're just going 1331, whoever wonders, the perfect mirror reflection. It creates a distortion. Like if you're anyone else and you need to go brush your teeth, you're not brushing your nostril. See? It's messing with your mirror. That's why it's messing with your mind. So you've been trying to fix your mind to fix your mirror. And they're just asking you to fix your mirror. And then your mind is satisfied. They're saying status quo, but not in the way that you think. So, okay, 6 of Wands in the Judgment. All right, Sorcerer. Okay. I'm like, how am I going to do this? There it goes. The Emperor. The Emperor is our stabilizing force. Now, the thing about the Emperor or any of the kings is they are attached to their seed. They keep their composure. They stay in their place. Now, imagine it that the connection that we've been given is Earth. It is our placement, and that is our constant. That's where our mind travels forward from. Instead of just getting all up or getting in a huff or getting busy or whatever else, measuring your mind ahead of time. Like before I set foot on the floor in the morning, I go ahead and start blessing my day. I'm like, I know exactly what I'm supposed to do today, whatever it is I need to be accomplished, and I'm everywhere I'm supposed to be. And I bless those that I love and speak that over them as well. And that's bringing the light into the dark and turning your back on the many eyes, the many perspectives. It's like learning to trust. You know how they say go with your first instinct, your first answer on a test? Because the thing is that you're like, well, that one time I changed it, it sure served me and I passed that test. But what about the 90 times or the 1,000 times that you stayed with your first answer and it served you well? They're talking about stop making an exception to the rule. Queen of Wands said, stop making the exception to the ruler. It's actually coming like this. Look at that. Rising up. Allow life to flow and overtake you, friend. Flow and guide you, and then that makes your moon whole. You might want to check out the Scorpio reading because it was talking about the who and the whole as well. And we were talking about when you're ready, you go see, right? Guess what I see? Who? Actually, the horn down says, who. Oh my God. It's talking about our ear gates. See, I saw the gates sitting here ahead of time. They talked to me a lot about physiology because I was pre-med emphasis in college. And after the brain injury, I went back to get my massage degree, okay? So they tie it a lot together so that we can know where it's coming from. That's where we can get thrown off and we can have these disturbances because there are energy forces that are aware that we're not aware. But in Scorpio, it was talking about the power button, the stand still. You will know, you will see, you will hear. And this is when the lion and the lamb lay down together. Provision, life is always watching out for you, friend. And it's speaking to you right now. What is life saying to you, saying to us? Where would you like me to look or leave it up? Healer of the ages. One step forward. One step forward. One step at a time. Lead you to the door to personal healing and happiness because it's the healer of the ages. See that gateway and that arch? Some of you may want to watch Gemini because Gemini is the gateway. We are often focused on the pillars because they're up in our face that we miss the space in between, and that's where we travel through into this new world. Gemini. Gemini. Gem and I. So more than the financial constraints, that's just kind of pulling this off and moving it away. Go on through there, friend. Don't be stopped by what you see, 1818. Go on through. This is the gateway of the healer. This is Chiron showing up. Chiron is Ophiuchus, y'all. So is Sagittarius. They're all the centaurs, right? And Ophiuchus holds the snake in the hand. That's this disturbance, this disruption, the thing that messes with your peace and your mind and takes you away from the wisdom of who you are. And that's why they're calling you back to attention. You know, in class, when you tune out through a vision, you'll hear the teacher snapping or tapping the table and calling your name. That brings you back. So this is bringing you back. Al is here to bring you back. Bring you back. Bring you back. They're like, don't say anything else. Bring you back. Well, friend, interesting. Hey, if you like this kind of mystery, if you like Scooby-Doo, click the like button down below. You could like, share, subscribe. It's free as always. It's free to do that and it helps us rise to the top. Also, you could leave your comments and compliments down below. I'd love to hear some more. If you got more on this, let me know. I tune into these as well because I am growing along with you guys. I appreciate you and I love you and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye.